Thank you for joining us. We're here for Skeptics to Seekers podcast today, going through the different varieties of wellness and what people can accomplish on their own to facilitate their healing. So I'm Leandra with Peak Oils for Life.
And Heather with In the Meantime Unlimited.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about the chakras of the body. And a lot of people may be very skeptical of this, but many are not. I feel like the world is becoming more enlightened. Like there's a lot of people out there that are really, seeking what this can offer. And we're just going to break it down into some easy information for you to learn.
Little Chakras 101 here.
Exactly. We even have some references for you. So it's not just us going off the cuff. We really do like to do our research and make sure that we're giving you good information.
Well, I guess if you don't know, chakras, there are 7 main chakras. There's lots of different philosophies, lots of different ways to come at this. There's more up and down. But in the traditional sense, we normally think of the 7 chakras. Mm-hmm. The first would be the root chakra. That's more down like by your tailbone area. Then we have your sacral chakra, which is sort of below your belly button. And then your solar plexus, which is above your belly button and below your ribs. And then your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakra. So we just have all these different chakras going through our body, moving energy. They're energetic centers. Mm-hmm. They kind of spin and rotate, kind of keep the energy moving through our body.
Yeah, and
there's whole tomes on these things. There's books, and we're just going to talk a little bit about
break it down a little bit. So to start with the root chakra, it doesn't just envelop like the perineum, but it just kind of starts with the perineum, which is like our growing area, and in our whole legs down through the feet.
Right.
And if you think of that through the feet, you also can remember that it's very grounding. Mm-hmm. So this root chakra grounds us to the earth. It's our home base. It's very balancing. So if we feel unbalanced, then that's a chakra that we can kind of learn to open up.
I feel like we're all, especially these days, really working on our root chakra. For me, that was like the first one that I really felt like I needed to focus on, because if you're not feeling rooted and grounded in your body and in your life, how do you organize anything else if you don't have a foundation?
Exactly.
I know I spent a ton of time working on grounding and just really feeling that root chakra. There's a lot of meditations like, ground that root chakra down into the earth.
Right.
So you feel secure and connected.
And the other thing, like a little technique you can do just at home, is in the mornings when you get up, go stand on the ground with your bare feet.
So like the earthing.
And just imagine that, now you are grounded, you're with the earth, you're part of the earth, and allow that energetic flow to begin and start your day in a good light. So that's one little trick you can help with. If you're not really into meditation yet, of course, you can do that like Heather was saying, which is a great concept. But just start by grounding yourself to the earth, with your bare feet. A lot of people say feet to the grass, right?
Even just thinking about it, you don't even have to, going outside is fabulous.
Right.
But say you don't have time. Mm-hmm. Even if you just like put in your mind, and what we were talking about, different oils that you could use for your chakras.
Oh, yes. So some amazing essential oils you can use to rub on your body to inhale deeply. I like to put the oils in my hand or diffuse them. doTERRA has a great balance blend. It has some really amazing oils in there. But if you don't have that blend with doTERRA, you can use clove. Cypress is a good grounding oil. Any of the wood oils are very grounding and brings you to the earth.
I feel like I was using sandalwood. Is that
sandalwood?
Could that be a thing?
Yes, definitely. Sandalwood is a great wood oil for grounding. So, it's for safety. If you're not feeling safe in your life, if you're not having that safety concept, then that's part of the root chakra too, being fearful, or scared, you're feeling like your basic needs aren't being met.
Right.
So that can
It's
be
like-
all part of the root chakra.
Right. And then I had come up with, well, I had found an affirmation. If you're wondering what you can say, like, I know I belong, or I know that I am safe.
I know I belong, and I know that I am safe. Okay, I like that.
So you can kind of put your, think about those things when you're thinking about your root chakra.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. So just to kind of move on then to the sacral chakra, we don't want to overwhelm you with too much information on each one, but now the sacral chakra, like Heather was saying, is just below the navel to the genital area. So it kind of envelopes this area down here. And it has to do with our sexuality, with our emotions, expressing ourselves creatively.
And our energy.
And, yes.
Yeah, like, well, even in like human design, like that sacral chakra is your energy center.
Oh, yes, because she's taught me so much about my human design and what like my sacral is kind of open. Mm-hmm. And so I have a tendency of kind of feeling a whole room of energy or other people's energy.
Well, that was your solar plexus.
That's the solar plexus.
Yes.
See, I'm learning
I think
too.
you're defined in your sacral. So it's like
defined in the sacral.
80% of people are defined in their sacral. Oh, so most of us have a consistent energy that we can use every single day, and it's renewable, and like we get good sleep, and we start our day fresh again with this energy. There are some people that don't have that renewable energy, which we can, or human design is a different chapter.
But that's where the sacral is renewable energy.
But your sacral is your renewable energy.
Nice.
The color is orange. So I always think orange and energy.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. And if you're feeling like a fear of commitment, you're not being able to express your needs there, if you just don't have the ability to express what you need, low libido can be a downside of the
chronic lower back pain is another issue of
definitely
like an unbalanced sacral.
Because it's all in that area. And there's so many people
like
that
your
have
gut. I mean, it's kind of your gut too.
Your gut too. And it's, so many people have these unknown health issues. And, if you just think about how energy can flow through our body and through these chakras, that it, will align better. It'll help you facilitate healing in the body, open up the pathways. I don't know if you've ever heard, like, if somebody has a lot of unforgiving nature, and if they have a lot of anger or hatred in their body, it creates a lot of unhealthy issues as well.
Yeah.
So that is kind of along the same lines of how the energy flows. But we want to cultivate compassion and kindness. And with that, you can use some oils there as well. So these oils can be placed under the belly button and around the lower back area. Again, you can breathe them in or diffuse them deeply. And frankincense is a great one. Thyme, thyme, peppermint. Also, ylang-ylang is a good one. That's really good for like the libido and kind of opening up that passionate side of yourself. So those are some really great oils for the sacral chakra.
Yes, most definitely. And what else about sacral? Just, again, the energy, allowing prosperity into your life.
Okay. Your mantra.
Yeah.
What would be a good mantra?
Like, I allow more abundance and prosperity in my life. I love myself exactly as I am now.
Good.
Really accepting yourself.
Acceptance. Yes, definitely. I think that is a huge part of our emotional center and sexuality, because even as women especially, we have such low body image just from society itself. And so having that acceptance, believing in ourselves, definitely.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. So, and then the next, right above our belly button, would be our solar plexus chakra.
Yes.
And this is generally associated with the color yellow.
So belly and navel. So then ego. It has your identity is attached to this, your personality. See, confidence. You can be easygoing be able to create plans easily when this is open and flowing well. If it's not, you might be suspicious. You might have a lot of suspicion in your life. You might have a lot of wrecked relationships.
Right.
Also, feeling of loss.
Yeah, just not having a lot of self-esteem. But also, I find with the solar plexus, we are looking at our connection, not only with ourselves, but with others.
Okay. Right.
So I think like that connecting, I don't know, like when you connect with others, you're kind of connecting your solar plexus.
Yeah.
And this is where we go to that emotional center.
Right. And
right.
When you say that,
so
it makes me think like, okay, if
you can be pulling in other people and expanding and giving your energy to others. So just
definitely
connecting with them.
Being a massage therapist, there is that, it's kind of a fine line where you have to protect your energy, because a lot of people can, it can kind of infiltrate each other's energy.
Yeah, especially if you have an open solar plexus.
So you have to I always have to make sure like I am grounded and I am like open to receiving and reciprocating that energy, but also in a good way. So if I'm sitting there thinking about my to-do list or how mad I am about something, then my client might also start thinking something similar, like don't
send that energy. So and important. This is kind of like, again, this is like your self-love, your worthiness is all in that sacral, in that solar plexus. Right. Solar plexus area.
Like if you feel like you're just sick in the stomach, or, like if you have that drop in your stomach, it's like that fear, that unknowing,
Yeah.
Really great oils to help open up the solar plexus would be lemon, lavender, Roman chamomile, and rosemary. So those are all some great oils. Again, you can blend all these together. You can use them periodically throughout the day, do your meditation with them. Just open up the day with them and use the mantra.
Yes. And this one would be, I am worthy of my own self-love. I love myself.
My own self-love. Yes.
And I'm worthy. And a lot of people struggle with this.
Yes. Definitely.
So, and just listening and trusting yourself.
Okay, wonderful. All right, then to the heart chakra. Now, what is that color? Green.
Okay, some people sometimes associate the heart chakra with pink as well.
Okay.
I think I heard someone say something about your upper heart. I didn't know there was upper and lower, but she was like, the upper heart chakra is pink, but we also associate it with green for the typical color.
So with that, we have the heart is for forgiveness, unconditional love, being aware, having the awareness of others and their love. It's our center for compassion, self-acceptance. It's more of that. And a deep sense of connection, unity, and peace and love. Just being able to express that love to everything, to all beings, and not just, our close family, but, to everybody.
To be coming from a place of love. I always feel like that is like one of the biggest lessons that I have learned is like when I'm connecting with that heart chakra, especially, or whatever I'm doing, like, am I coming from a place of love, or am I coming from a place of fear? Am I coming from a place of connection, or am I coming from a place of disconnection?
Right.
So like that, to me, like just like opening your heart chakra, you know that you're coming from a place of love. As a parent, I think especially that was like a super challenging thing for me. Like, am I coming from a place of love while I'm parenting this child? Or am I coming from a place of fear?
Yeah.
And it's really easy to go to that place of fear with your kids. You're like, how are they ever going to get along in society?
Exactly. Just taking a step back and looking, taking a moment.
But really
make all the difference.
You want to come from that space of love.
Balance. you're closed off. You're not giving, you're not receiving. Old wounds can fester. You're in a resentment. You're not going to forgive. You're not going to forget. You have jealousy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and share this thing that just came up for me the other day. And it was a little bit with my sacral, but also with the heart. And it is like that receiving is, I find, to be challenging, actually, to receive. I'm a really good giver, but I am not always the best at receiving. And the person was talking to me about, receiving is actually like the feminine side of nurturing. So she said the actions you do when you nurture, when you're taking care of people, is actually masculine.
Oh,
the action.
Because we always think like women are the nurturers,
right,
the caregivers.
But we are always, that is in our masculine energy when we're doing the action.
Okay.
And we're in our feminine energy when we're like receiving. So
I can see that now that you're saying it.
This is like a new, like, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this, so I'm sharing with you all. Yeah, this whole concept of being able to not just give, but also to receive.
Absolutely.
Love.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. So some oils that can help balance the heart chakra, obviously rose, geranium. The floral aromas are really good for opening the heart chakra, neroli, lavender, and even just rubbing them over the heart. If you can rub the oils over the areas, around the sacrum, around the heart, wherever you're feeling that stuck emotion, wherever you're feeling that stuck energy, so place the oil on your heart.
For me, when I do my heart chakra, I also do the back.
Yeah.
Because actually your back energy centers they're more open. So we always think about the front side of the body, but we don't always much think about the back side of the body. So when I'm doing my heart, I always do a rose and I'm like, like rubbing it back between my shoulder blades, trying to get it on that side too. I don't know. Point. Just weird little things I do.
Yeah, no, because
and I do it with the oils too, like on my sacral, I rub it on my low back.
Yes.
Right? Like I don't just stick to the front side of the body.
Yes.
Because it's not, that's what you're seeing, but it's actually your energy centers they're in the middle. They're in there, right? So they're on both sides, front and back.
Well, yeah. And when I do my aromatherapy techniques for people, the aroma on the back. And when I focus on opening up and having people like be more open in the heart and be more in touch with themselves, comfortable in the setting, it's always in the circles around the heart and just creating the lines on the body, working with the meridians and things. So yeah, great point. I love that.
So, and then an affirmation for the heart could just be, I love who I am.
Okay.
I mean, or you could think of any, for me, I might start with trying to create one about receiving too.
Oh yeah. That would be a good one. I think that's a good one for all of us because we all have such hard time like asking for help. I was just telling my son this morning because he's starting a new school program. And I was telling him, like, as soon as you feel like you're struggling with a lesson, or because he's going into 10th grade and we've been homeschooling, so it's going to be different going into kind of a public school situation now. And I was like, just ask for help, make sure that you are expressing what you need, and so that'll be good. I'll have to start rubbing some floral aromas on him now.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah. Okay, so now the throat chakra. A lot of people say chakra. A lot of places say chakra. How do you pronounce it?
I believe I've heard chakra.
Yeah, I think that's how you're really supposed to say it.
Chakra for so long that like chakra, it's new for me.
Chakra is the right pronunciation as far as we both are understanding, but you might hear it in other pronunciations. So the throat.
Start? Blue. It's in your, obviously it's in your throat, right?
Okay.
Front and back again. And it's more associated with the color blue, and kind of speaking your truth would be the main thing for your throat chakra. And that sounds easy, but it's not.
And that doesn't mean that you're just like impulsively speaking whatever comes to mind. It means that you're discerning what you're speaking and also speaking in a place from love too.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. And then, listening is more important many times than speaking, because if we are just impulsively spewing out words, that doesn't create a space for other people, for others. And so creating that listening aspect, discerning what we want to say in a good light, and still being able to speak our truth, not just holding it in. I know I've had those times where like I really need to say something, or I really need to express something, and you just get that ball in your throat. And it's like, why am I feeling like I just want to cry or something? That's kind of how that feeling is. It just gets stuck there. Well, that's because you're not speaking your truth. And yeah, I think that that's an important thing to do. If we're not balanced in there, we'll be shy. We could be timid, gullible. Gullible is, you can believe anything that anybody's saying. People believe a lot of stuff.
Like you were saying, using that discernment,
right.
Like not just hearing it, but really energetically hearing it, discerning what other people are saying, and not just taking everything in as truth.
Right. And then not speaking up for yourself or not speaking up your truth is an important aspect. So some really great oils to help open up that chakra is lavender, rosemary, frankincense, and Roman chamomile.
Let's see. And I was looking at the affirmations for your throat. Everything I do is an expression of love. I release the fear and doubts which block the way to my creative expression. So we talked about a way of like creatively expressing yourself as well, not just expressing yourself, but just, I guess it's like your true essence, not just repeating words, but actually coming from your inner knowing and your inner self.
And I find that to be very difficult because we're so, I don't know, what's another word? We're like accustomed to following along. We just want to follow the crowd. We want to make sure that we're fitting in. And with your coaching, it really helped me to be able to understand that truth, because it's so hard to really find that inner truth. So if you don't know it, sit with yourself, do these affirmations.
The throat chakra is actually also the chakra that is associated with addiction. And I think it is like that lack of self-expression.
Definitely.
Like you're numbing who you are. And so instead of expressing who you are, you're just like quieting it down, trying to suppress it, feeling like you aren't enough, like you're not worthy or valuable. Right.
Yeah, I love that.
So that throat chakra is also like very much associated with that addiction, judgment, and then just like obviously sore throats.
Can be like chronic issues.
Chronic throat issues are.
And we didn't really address that, but any of the chakras, if you have health problems like that, kind of come from these areas. That could be
all of your health problems come from one of these areas.
Yes, exactly. It could definitely be part of that energetic flow.
So I think just like, again, that speaking your truth.
What was the mantra one more time?
This one says, I release fear and doubts which block the way to my creative expression. I don't know. I don't always love these. I think I express myself. I say what I believe. That would be I express my truth, and I would go with that.
Yeah, something along those lines. Whatever feels natural to you when it comes to saying these things. Okay, so for the third eye chakra, that is where?
Right, kind of right between your eyebrows. So they call that the seat of intuition.
Right.
And inner knowing. Color? It's like an indigo blue. So deep blue.
Yeah. Intuition, connection with the self. So not just you here, but if you have a higher power, if your higher self. So of the vision in perception. A lot of times we can perceive things in a negative way, but if you can open yourself to like the perception of understanding, you know, having that deep knowing of things versus just being suspicious or perceiving that everything is negative.
Yeah, I always find when I have that perception of the negativity, I start turning it back on myself. It's like, why am I perceiving it that way? Yeah. And then this is just like your intuition and trusting in your intuition and getting in touch with your intuition, not and accepting your intuition. For me, this has been a huge one because I always wanted to like prove things factually. I'm a big logic person. So I'm like, oh, well, I have to be able to find, you know, something to support what I believe. And more now I am like just trusting that intuition and just being willing to just, again, express what I believe, say what I believe what I believe, even without finding necessarily some study or some type of facts that support what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's not like jumping to a conclusion or just saying things that you think. It's more of like,
it's like a deep inner knowing.
That knowing and understanding. And also if it's on a negative side, if you have closed mind, we may not understand or know our place in the world. Maybe we're having a hard time, like, who am I? Where do I fit in? Where am I going with my life? Those are all connected with that third eye and that deep knowing and understanding of yourself.
Yeah, trusting.
Definitely.
The universe.
Yeah, and trusting in your higher self. And like the great oils that can help open that up are lavender, frankincense, sandalwood is a great one. Vetiver is also good. So really great oils there. You can place them on that third eye area and do a little meditation. And what are the mantras that you have?
Some of these, it would be, I think, positive thoughts about myself and everything around me. I am responsible for the quality of love and happiness in my life.
I like that. I am responsible for the quality of love
and happiness in my life.
Okay.
Like not giving your power away. Owning it, even if it feels hard, even if, kind of sitting with that for a minute and taking that personal responsibility can be a challenge sometimes.
It can. And then that's where more of that knowing kind of comes in, just accepting and not trying to push everything away, but accept what the thoughts are coming through and know that, okay, they're there for a reason, but we don't necessarily have to react and interact with them. We can just be thankful they're there and try to understand that, that's what's making us who we are.
Right.
So
and that we have that power. This again comes back to the whole empowerment thing of when you are outsourcing your unhappiness or your situation onto other people. You're outsourcing your power.
Yes.
So if you're like waiting for other people to change or do something in order for you to feel better, that's very disempowering.
Yeah, that is a closed third eye.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one and final one is the crown, which I find to be very enlightening.
Again, with white is the color usually associated with the crown chakra, the white light energy, connecting with that.
Yeah, having the awareness, connectedness. It's like limitlessness of the universe, understanding that it is limitless. And the energy and power from it is also the same. So with that and that understanding can come a blissful joy.
Yeah.
We can be so happy in that understanding and that openness and being open-minded. So, there's no separation between ourselves and everything else in the universe.
Everything is connected. Like you are connected to the universal source. And the universal source is connected to everything. Therefore, you are connected.
Yeah, and whether that source is God or your higher self, your higher power, that is our source. And when you're not feeling that that's open, or you're not open-minded, then we feel alienated. We feel alone. We're not connected. We feel like we're just adrift on the breeze. We're unsure of our decisions. Like, we can't make a decision. We don't know what kind of decisions to make. And we're very closed-minded. People with a closed crown chakra, or, they just they're not open to new ideas, new perceptions, new energetic,
Again,
things.
there's a lot of fear.
Yes.
Or they're fearful of this connection. Like, they don't believe, I believe that it's all good. It's good connection, positive things coming to me. This just says, I am open to the goodness and abundance of the universe. And to me, that's also like a trust in the abundance of the universe, and that you are not in control.
But you're welcome to receiving it.
You can
That's a whole nother part of receiving.
I know that receiving, I feel like that would have been a good theme to just start with.
Receiving
like
that abundance.
Starting that, but just receiving that abundance, trusting that it's there.
You can use frankincense, peppermint, vetiver, cypress. Those are all really great oils.
I love using peppermint on my crown.
Oh, yeah.
It's like tingly.
It does kind of tingle. Yeah.
You're just like, I could feel the energy.
I love
I'm
that.
weird. Yeah.
Yes. So I love that too. I'll put peppermint like on the back of my head a lot, and just get that, tingly feel.
Yeah. Like, you can almost just like feel that good energy coming in.
Definitely.
And then just, again, envisioning it that way can be so helpful.
And so if you're working on one specific chakra, that's great. But you can also, if you're not really sure where you might have stuck energy and you want to just get grounded, just take a couple minutes, imagine yourself being rooted into the earth, grounding yourself, and that energy just flowing up through every part of your body and expanding out through the head. Another way is to imagine like a beam of light coming to the head and working its way through your body down into the earth, whichever feels more natural to you. Those are both really great ways. You even talked about like zipping up your energy. Yeah, and I feel like
we do that
really
energy
helpful.
Zip up. Yeah. If you know you're going into like a situation where your energy is going to be challenged, someone maybe you're not fond of or something like that, or if you're going to be public speaking, or you feel like things might be able to mess with your energy, you just take an oil, put it in your hands, you smell it. Kind of that just helps ground you, and then you can kind of just take it down like from like your pubic bone and just like zip it up through your head and create a bubble.
To do that, actually, to really do that with your arms, and like, you can even imagine it too. But I feel like that is so helpful.
I feel like
when she taught me that. Yes, and just to imagine that bubble around you,
creating that
yourself,
bubble,
protecting. Like, if you suffer from anxiety, if you have those kinds of issues when you're stressed out in public, zipping up that energy, it really makes a difference. So just try it. Let us know. We would love to see your comments. We would love to understand a little bit more about you, how you feel in your energetic flows, or just how you can tune into it a little bit. Because
I don't know. I was going to say, like, I would do this in the mornings. Like, you can't do every practice every single day. Like we rotate through, right? Different things. But I got all my oils lined up in my bathroom in the morning. And each morning I would like smell each oil, rub them on, create a bubble, pick what oil I wanted for the bubble. And then, go about my day.
And if you're not sure what oil to use and you have essential oils, pick like 3 of them and then just smell all 3. And whichever one is more enticing to you at that time, that's the one that your body is energetically drawn to. And so just use the oil that you feel during that time, because you might really love vetiver one day and then the next day you really love lavender. So it just kind of works in that. Just do a little sensory journey for yourself. And like I said, we would love to understand a little bit more about your journey and be part of it. And thank you so much for joining.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.